Tarisland is an open world free-to-play MMORPG that will be globally launching in 2024. You can already pre-register on TapTap. Now this is an open world MMORPG where you will get to explore everything that you are looking for in an MMORPG. Everything from character customization, classes to choose between, PvE, dungeon, raids, massive PvP battles, small scale PvP battles, life skills, exploration. Now, what can you expect getting into Tarisland? Now, when you start the game, you will have the option to choose between several classes. You will be able to choose between a healer, a DPS, tank. There's 3 classes that you can play that has the tank role, which is the barbarian, warrior, and the paladin, which also can be melee DPSs because each class has 2 subclasses. Now the healer, you have the phantom priest, you have the healer priest, and then you have the bard, which each of them will also be able to use as DPS classes. Then you have the mage, you have the ranger, you have the assassin for your pure DPS classes. There's many characters to choose between, and this game runs a holy trinity, which means that you will need a tank, you will need a healer, and a DPS in your party when you're doing content such as dungeons and raids or PvP. Now, when you get into the game, you will start doing the quests just like an MMORPG. You will explore this massive world, collect chests around the world, do puzzles around the world, and increase your reputations in this map, in these areas. But where this game really shines is the PvE. This game has some incredible PvE, everything from dungeons to raids. Now the dungeons is a 5-player dungeons where you will take with you teammates, guildmates if you're in a guild, or random people you find in the open world queuing for the same dungeon as you. In these dungeons, there's going to be 3 bosses that you will fight and some mobs they will clear, and there's going to be some hidden treasures in certain dungeons. So you can explore these dungeons and progress your character by dropping better and better gear and fighting the harder and harder dungeons. There's several dungeons in this game, and there's going to be more dungeons coming each update. Now, once you do the dungeons, you start gearing your character up to then challenge the difficult content of the game, which will be the raids. The raids are a 10-player raid battle where you will fight a boss that will have several different mechanics to it, and when you defeat this boss, you will get one of the best gears. Now, defeating these bosses are not easy. However, each of the raids have 3 different modes in difficulty. You have the normal mode, which will be the easiest, then you have the epic, and then you have the elite difficulty. Now when you do these difficulties and you challenge them, you'll get better and better gear, but each of these difficulties will make the raids harder, more mechanics. The boss starts hitting harder, the boss will have more HP, so you will definitely have to organize a proper team when challenging these raid fights. Now each of these dungeons and raids also has a challenge mode, which will also add even more mechanics to the fight, and this is where the game really shines, is with its PvE, is with its dungeons, is when you're doing these amazing crazy raid fights. Now apart from the PvE, after you do these PvE and you want to do something else such as PvP, this game do offer a lot of PvP options. You have everything from normal PvP arenas to battlegrounds. So there's 2 battlegrounds in the game currently, and they will be adding more. And in these battlegrounds, you will be 10-player teams where you will meet up and you will fight other 10 players for control of map. There's one battleground where you have to capture 3 zones to get enough points to win while you're fighting these players. And there's another battleground where you will basically have to escort your cart over to the enemy side to win, or defeat the enemy cart to win, while also fighting players. Then you have the 3v3 PvP arena. In this PvP arena, your gear will be balanced, so you don't have to worry about somebody having more gear than you or better gear than you. It will be very balanced, so you will be fighting against other 3 players, and in this PvP arenas is all about defeating the enemy and increasing your rank, so you can reach all the way up to diamond and challenge your ranking and get some really cool rewards. Now talking about rewards and appearances, this game has some amazing looking outfits, everything from flying mounts. It's a flying mount dragon that you can get by winning in PvP. There's other also mounts that you can get. There's flying mounts in this game. There are mounts that can swim. There are mounts that can walk on the ground, and the appearances in this game looks absolutely incredible. So a lot of costumes, a lot of vanities that you can get by either playing the game, dropping in raids, getting through achievements, or getting in the shop. And then you have, of course, life skills and crafting. This game offers auction house trading, so you will want to be crafting, you will gathering materials, crafting, getting a crafting level up so you can craft the better gear, then you get a better materials to either use yourself or sell in the auction house to make some money, which you then can use to get better gear or whatever you want to enhance with your character. So overall, the Tarisland experience is amazing. You will have this amazing looking open world. You will have a lot of players to play with, a lot of things to explore. There's a lot of events happening throughout the world constantly. Right now in the game, there's a beta going in China, and during that beta, there's many different events, such as this carnival event where you can do these different mini games, these different puzzles, and otherwise there's other events such as world bosses that you can go and fight. Or there's also Dark Invasion, where you enter this instance where you're being invaded by monsters, which you have to defeat and fight, and finishing a lot of different quests. So overall, your Tarisland experience is going to be great. It seems to be the best looking MMO coming out for cross-platform mobile and PC. They have been saying that the game will be very free-to-play friendly too, so you don't have to worry about a lot of pay to win that you see in very recent MMO games, especially cross-platform games for mobile. So the game will be very free to play friendly with enough content for you to explore and have fun with. But that is Tarisland. You can already pre-register on their on TapTap, and the game will be releasing in 2024.